Yeah. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. Welcome back to the channel, man. You could have been anywhere in the world. You're here with me. And I do appreciate that. Give yourself a round of applause. And let's get that thing out the way, man. Yeah. This is your boy, the Big Money Trucker, man. Shoot. Hey, man, y'all sure do look good out there, man. You look good. You sound good. I know y'all feeling good, man. Y'all getting to the money the best way you can out there in these trying times. Elon Musk is out here firing people. Then he's rehiring the same people. Brother, what are you doing? Hey, man, whenever you got that much money, man, you could just play with people's lives like, yo, get up out of here right now. No, I'm playing. I was just playing. Come on back. Nah, but for real, though, get up out of here, though. It gets to stepping. Hey, man, you could put that doorknob on people's behind, man. I swear you can split them where the sun don't shine, and they will come right on back to it. Tesla is a great company, great business, great company. Let me say that. I'm not sure if it has a great business model just yet, but I do know for sure that they have a decent product. They are working on something, and I think that something is pretty damn good, right? We're going to give them I, for one, have driven a Tesla. I have rented one. I have rented, the black model, black rims, black tint. It's the kind of hatchback joint, kind of tall top. And I was really surprised at how well it can maneuver through traffic. One thing that I didn't like, though, was the automatic braking system. But what they're saying is that when you press that brake, not press the brake, but when you let off the gas, right, the braking system will charge the battery up. So that right there is pretty impressive, but it's going to take some use to getting used to, you know what I'm saying? It's like, well, I don't know, you know, whatever. But I like it. I do like it. I do like Teslas. I love that interior. The interior is nice and clean, and it has that big old computer screen right there in the middle of the dashboard. It looks real futuristic. It looks, you know, like you're riding in a spaceship or something, man. It's real nice. I ain't gonna lie. So we're gonna give Tesla and Elon Musk some love. But for right now, man, I got a couple of news stories lined up. Boom. About Elon Musk and him firing people and getting rid of them, giving them the boot, giving them the pink slip. He's telling them to gets to stepping, and then he's telling them to come on right back, man. Shout out to being a very, 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 very powerful man. All right, so with that being said, man, we're going to go ahead and get this thing rolling. Like I said, I got a video. Then I have 2 news articles lined up, man. We are going to get this thing cracking. There I go. And there go that news story right there. I like it when you do that right there. I like it when you're doing that. I like it when you bring that bag. Ooh. Y'all remember that chingy? Ooh. What you do? I like it when you do that right there. All right. So, you know, my My homeboy, he did not like Chingy, and he couldn't wrap his mind around the brain, like around the idea of like, what's the big deal with Chingy? But Chingy was lit for the chicks and for the birds, and I am definitely a bird. I ain't gonna lie, man. That chicken head used to go, man. That chicken head was a go. You feel me? That thing get them chicks loose. But right now, man, we're talking about Elon Musk, Tesla, firing people. All right. And then this guy's saying, you know, what's next, man? Let's see.
They could design all the parts of it. Is the gold standard in reliability, in availability, and in seamlessness for EV charging.
In the fast charging market, it's just Tesla kind of leading the way by almost a 60% market share.
But at the end of April, Elon Musk let go of Tesla's entire supercharging team, laying off about 500 people, including executives. Now, its future is in question.
This decision has rocked the foundation of what everybody believes about EV charging.
It's baffling because they do have such a lead and such a head start, and such
everybody's
easy
dispendable,
bro.
bro.
And the satisfaction behind the user experience too.
Hey, everybody can get the pink slip. You ain't producing, get up out of here.
Rug pulled out from under this. It is really confusing.
I would describe the supercharger
because real talk, this is what I do believe. I do believe that Elon Musk, he made a promise to some people about those trucks being on the road and having some charging stations for those trucks. But they're not delivering. They are not delivering those charging stations. So you know what? To let you know that I ain't playing, get out.
is one of the crown jewels of Tesla. And instead of doing victory laps and building the supercharger network and reaping the benefits of this asset, suddenly there's this pause.
The layoffs were part of a broader restructuring happening at Tesla as the company reckons with slumping sales and increased competition. Tesla's stock is down 32% for the year so far. But cutting the supercharging team was especially surprising to many. The supercharging network was critical in driving the adoption of EVs. Tesla's now former senior director of EV charging, Rebecca Tanucci, spoke about the success of the network at last year's Investor Day.
At Tesla Charging, we have understood since day one that a great charging experience is the linchpin to electric vehicle adoption. We've spent 10 years building charging infrastructure when basically no one else in the industry would do it. Those 10 years have afforded us the opportunity to get pretty good at charging.
When we're talking about electric cars, what we're asking the public to buy into isn't really a new car, it is a new fuel source. Tesla was the gold standard in making that simple, and they still are, arguably. And so to see that their ecosystem is being somewhat dismantled, it begs to question, what is the next step for Tesla as a company?
Speed it up a little bit.
In the US, Tesla's market share and growth are greater than all other networks combined.
So you got Electric America, EV Go, ChargePoint, Non-Network, EV Connect. So this is DC Fast Charger Growth by Network. Okay. Blink, easily Circle. I didn't know that Circle K had a charging station. Shout out to them, man. You got Shell Recharge, Rivian Adventure, and Tesla's definitely in the lead.
Accounting for 58% of all DC fast chargers deployed last year.
Okay.
They also just recently announced that they're opening up their charging network to other vehicle manufacturers.
Ford owners will be granted access to thousands of Tesla superchargers across the United States and Canada.
General Motors EVs will have access to about 12,000 Tesla superchargers. Yet another automaker saying, you know what? Let's just go with Tesla.
Tesla's charging port, the North American Charging Standard, or NACS, is now even becoming the standard in North America on all EVs, so that Ford, GM, and others can more easily integrate into the supercharging network.
The whole intent of the industry switching to this connector type was for the growth and opportunity.
So having your technology compatible with your competitors so they can use it and you just charge them a service fee, that's definitely a plus.
What it would mean for standardization around their plug. That raises a lot of questions for consumer confidence as well as industry confidence.
Analysts believe Tesla's charging business was set to become a major profit driver for the company. It is estimated that global public charging revenue will rise to $127 billion by 2030, with Tesla thought to own $7.4 billion of that. Elon Musk said Tesla still plans to grow the supercharger network, just at a slower pace.
Here we go. We got us a tweet from Elon Musk. He says that Tesla still plans to grow the supercharger network. We're just going to pump our brakes a little bit, focus on 100% uptime and expansion of existing locations.
You can't have Tesla, the auto brand, without Tesla, the supercharger network. Permanently stopping the growth of the supercharger network is suicide for the car business. They go hand in hand, in my opinion.
Yeah, so that was the one that I said that I had test drove right here. This one right here on the screen. I forgot what model that is. I don't know if it's the Model Y. It could be the Model Y. It was, except for mine, was all black. Black rims, black tint. And it drove cool, man. It drove real good. Actually, I had a real good time in that car, too. I took some pictures in it.
Tesla launched the supercharging network on September 24th, 2012, with 6 sites in California. Coinciding with the Model S entering production, the network was free to use as an incentive for early adopters.
You buy a car, you get our charging, you have a full package. It's basically an Apple ecosystem effect. Everything works together. It's very nicely integrated.
By mid-2013, Tesla started building superchargers in high-traffic corridors in Europe and Asia. At the start of 2024, Tesla announced it had 6,000 charging stations with around 55,000 superchargers. Alongside its superchargers, Tesla has widely deployed around 40,000 destination chargers, lower power plugs installed at hotels, apartments, and other spaces where people park for longer periods of time.
We've seen those.
That type of infrastructure is not terribly expensive.
The majority of Tesla's charging network infrastructure features its V3 superchargers, which were introduced in 2019 and provide up to 250 kilowatts. It recently started rolling out its V4 superchargers, which are capable of delivering even more power, in Europe last year, and has brought a handful online in the US this year.
It designed the cars and the software that they ran on, but it also designed the superchargers and the software that ran them. And those two sets of software talk very closely to each other.
This vertical integration has allowed Tesla to create a seamless end-to-end user experience when owners charge their cars.
And that's the dope thing about Tesla too. As they showing through these, as they go through these images, you see the iPhone integration. It's connected. Like Tesla integration with iPhone is pretty damn smart, man.
On Tesla supercharging stations, and I have used multiple third-party companies such as Electrify America, EVgo, ChargePoint, and they just do not compare to Tesla supercharging network.
I feel sorry for people that don't drive a Tesla that have an electric car, because Tesla does maintain their facilities beautifully. There's nothing else like it. Right here in Santa Monica, we've got a restroom and a place where you can get food.
The attracted customer.
Okay. So, at some of the more, do you want to call it upscale charging areas, you get you someplace to sit down and eat. What I do know, places on the East Coast, I've seen those charging areas. They're usually attached to a mall or a shopping center or something like that. I've seen, now I'm here in Tennessee, and I've seen one attached to this truck stop, and it's a very nice truck stop. It has like upstairs, a downstairs. It has 2 stages for a live band. It has a bar in there. And this it's not your regular truck stop, but I've seen those EV station connected too, so it's not a standalone thing like there in California. It's connected to another business. So I wonder if that's a strategy that they're going to use.
With these sexy looking cars, but the repeat buyers and the cult-like following, that's a result of the Tesla experience. And a lot of the Tesla experience has to do with the supercharger network, just the ubiquity of it and the reliability of it.
Hey man, that old man was real cool.
For other charging providers, emulating this experience is difficult since they're having to design for multiple car models with varying software and charging protocols.
With Electrify America, and with all the other networks to a greater or lesser extent, there is a certain amount of discontent among EV drivers about reliability. So there's a lot more software now that's being added in to diagnose problems to let them know what's going on.
With Tesla, it'll tell you how many stalls there are, how many are in use, whereas I've used Electrify America, I'll open up the app and it says that it is available, and I'll pull up and someone's in there. The stall may actually be out of service, not even functional.
Tesla also built in other benefits to its system, such as battery preconditioning and congestion awareness.
Other electric vehicle manufacturers, well, some of them have vehicle side data. Other infrastructure providers have site data. But at Tesla, we have both.
And perhaps most important, scale.
Other charging networks, they would have a maximum of 4 charging ports at a site. Tesla, it's between 8 to 10 ports per site on an average.
Musk said that expansion of existing locations will remain a priority. Tesla installed around 12,000 chargers a year for the last few years globally.
When it comes to figuring out where to put the infrastructure, Tesla does it better than anybody else. They know everything about their customers. They know everything about their chargers. That gives them laser-like focus on figuring out where does it...
I don't like when he says they know everything about their customers. Like, I don't like that. That means these people are really, really studying your habits. They really are. They really are. Like, whenever you open up these apps on these electronic devices, right? They're asking for you for permission to go through your stuff. Hey, can we use your camera? Sure. Hey, can we read your emails? Sure. Can we listen to your phone calls too? Sure. Can we use your camera at any time we want? Go right ahead. Even when you're sleeping? Sure. Well, we give up so much of our privacy and rights. Good God.
Sense for them to put their infrastructure.
So why did Tesla gut the supercharger team then? Perhaps it just didn't make sense financially for the company.
Hey, man, look. I would love to keep y'all, but I'm going to have to cut some salaries. I would love to keep everybody, but somebody's going to have to quit. Now, who's going to volunteer? And this is probably what happened too, right? Nobody volunteered, so he fired everybody, right? Fired everybody and brought them in at a lower pay scale, right? Everybody took a pay cut.
In the early days, Tesla's supercharging network was predicted to lose money. The construction and maintenance of EV charging stations can be expensive, with prices varying widely depending on the type of charging and power.
Now, I think this is where we going somewhere with this thing. I think we're going somewhere. So, the charging stations, the maintenance of all of that is expensive.
Infrastructure being built.
Installing EV charging is really expensive today. We're not at mass market yet. In terms of costs, we're still seeing around $250K being the benchmark.
Well, high power charging actually is the main cost, believe it or not, is not the charger itself. The main cost is what you need to bring from the grid.
You have to do site prep, you have to trench power lines, and more importantly, the electric utility either has to have high voltage power near the site or they have to bring it in.
However, Tesla did say that it has managed to cut its costs considerably.
We have the industry's lowest deployment costs. Our costs are often 20%, if not 70% lower than alternatives.
While it hasn't publicly disclosed supercharger construction costs, government funding through the National Electric Vehicle Infrastructure Formula program has provided a window onto Tesla's costs compared to its competitors.
Tesla is really bidding 50% lower than any other network out there for NEVI funding, which is why they've got the most amount of funding to date.
For supercharging, Tesla uses dynamic pricing that factors in the electricity costs, charging power output, and peak or off-peak hours. Musk has indicated Tesla aims for about 30% gross margin, or around 10% profitability on its superchargers.
Nice.
Tesla doesn't break out revenue from its charging business, bundling it in its services and other business. But it has called it out in recent earnings statements, saying pay-per-use supercharging remains profitable, and that it was part of 2023's biggest profit generators, helping contribute to the nearly $500 million.
So so far, that's how they're making money, through the charging stations. And I noticed that whenever I had the rented that Tesla, that it charges you, kind of like how you get fuel, right? So if you had a outside car like a Ford that was an electrical vehicle, or Chevy, you'll get charged probably a premium, a service fee, on top of whatever the cost is to charge up to a certain point.
Gross profit for the segment.
Service.
In the U.S., charging infrastructure is getting a boost from federal funding, which Tesla...
Here we go. Now, funded sites. A number of NEV are funded. They call it NEVI, funded sites by developer. So up here you have Pilot Travel Center. Also, you have Love's Travel Center. Man, I swear, boy, I be out here breaking news, man. I be breaking news, man. God almighty. Shout out to me. Shoot. On top of that, you got BP Pulse. Alright. And let me see. That's so far that's good for trucking. So you got Pilot up there, and you got Loves. They getting in on the EVs. They getting in there. They getting in there. So that lets you know that the electrical truck is on the way. It's on the way. It's coming. It's coming.
Been aggressively pursuing.
They've got it on.
Man, your boy be out here breaking news, man. Let me give myself a round of applause, man. Shoot, let's go.
$12 million in NEVI funding so far for around 30 sites in comparison to a lot of the others, so they've got the most amount of NEVI funding.
The Biden administration's charging and fueling infrastructure and the National Electric Vehicle Infrastructure Formula programs are part of President Biden's goal of growing the national charging network to 500,000 stations by 2030.
All right, so you got the president on board trying to get the charger stations up, right? The president on board. Once you got the president on board, man, all you got to do is just put the money where your mouth is.
So far, states have allocated $1.5 billion in funding for 2022 and 2023 to support the construction of chargers, with an additional $885 million for 2024.
Government funding in the infrastructure bill has spurred a lot of work around creating electric vehicle charging infrastructure. Okay. But given how long ago it was announced, it has taken a while simply due to process.
In addition to supporting the development of charging infrastructure, the programs also hope to address some of the pain points common today.
We're seeing standardization for uptime requirements, requiring 97% uptime on all federally funded chargers, also requiring payment systems to be installed on these chargers directly. It's trying to push towards having a more seamless charging experience for all EV drivers in the US today.
Tesla has said it's always been our ambition to open the supercharger network to all EVs, and by doing so, encourage more drivers to rapidly transition to an emission-free future. It started with making moves on that promise in 2021, with a pilot program in the Netherlands that allowed non-Tesla EV owners to charge at 10 supercharger sites. After a successful run, it began expanding access throughout Europe in 2022. In the States, as President Biden announced new standards for EV charging funded by the bipartisan infrastructure law, it was revealed that Tesla would be opening part of its network. The move would grant Tesla access to federal funds as part of the effort to build out a nationwide charging network.
That's why if they had to go after NEVI funding, they would have to allow more vehicles to charge at these chargers. And that's the biggest reason why I think Tesla would open up the network to other automakers.
In 2023, Ford announced a deal with Tesla to leverage its superchargers for Ford EV customers. Owners would need a Tesla-developed adapter to give its CCS ports compatibility with Tesla chargers.
Ford and Tesla stunned the industry by saying, we have arranged for Fords to have access to Tesla's supercharger network nationwide over time. It's been a pretty bulletproof rollout. Ford owners seem to be uniformly happy.
Shortly after its announcement, GM
partnerships
said it would work with Tesla. CEO Mary Barra said it will save the company $400 million of a planned investment in building out EV charging in the U.S.
So other car makers, they can just focus on building cars, and then Tesla let them do the work of building the infrastructure.
and Canada.
Every other maker has pretty much said, yes, we will give our folks access to the Tesla network.
As other EV owners have started using the supercharger network, it has presented some challenges.
Regrettably, they have to park crosswise in two spaces because Tesla designed all of the superchargers that are out there now with cables that are just long enough to reach the left rear corner of a Tesla. The new Tesla superchargers that are rolling out will have longer cables.
There have been complaints about lines at Tesla stations. With access being granted to more EVs, congestion at charging sites is a...
Ooh-wee. Not enough charging stations to go around. And that's why y'all got y'all ass fired, bruh. There's only so many complaints that can come through email before heads start to roll. And Elon Musk doesn't come off as the type of dude that play around with you either. Don Lemon, he got you the fuck up out of here, bro. Hey, you kept asking that question. I forgot what it was, but he done answer it about 3-4 times, and you just kept on asking, and he was like, you know what? Hey, bro, when this thing is done, you go ahead and you get your shit, and you get the fuck out of my damn building. Elon Musk, man, he's African. What you expect?
Concern.
It's going to be interesting to see how Tesla owners handle a fairly large influx. And Tesla's managing it. They're rolling out each car company at a time.
In the US, every automaker besides Tesla has been using the CCS connector, meaning anyone using Tesla's network will need an adapter. But that is quickly changing. SAE International, an association that sets technical standards for aircraft and vehicles, worked with Tesla to standardize NACS, now named the J3400 standard. Ford was the first to adopt Tesla's connector, with GM signing on in June 2023.
We plan to adopt the North American charging standard, and we're working really hard that our first vehicle will come in 2025.
Almost every...
Twitter Spaces? What is Twitter Spaces? Let me just look that up right quick.
Our automaker has agreed to adopt NACS in its vehicles either this year or in 2025.
The convergence of everybody on a single standard in the US is a hugely positive thing that it will accelerate adoption of electric vehicles.
When you combine the NACS plug with opening up their chargers to everybody else, I think that's it's a massive win for Tesla, for sure. But I think for the consumer and for the marketplace, I think it's a massive win for everybody else as well.
In October 2023, BP announced it had ordered $100 million of Tesla's ultra-fast chargers. It's the first time Tesla's chargers will be deployed by an independent EV charging network.
Okay, BP, there we go.
And will be installed at key BP, Emeco, AMPM, Thornton's Travel Centers of America, and other charging locations.
Thornton's is another truck stop. There we go.
Between widespread support across the U.S. automotive industry and a surge in government funds to build new sites, it seemed Tesla's charging business was on the verge of going stratospheric. But then everything came crashing down.
Elon Musk has surprised markets and the auto industry by scrapping the unit responsible for Tesla's charging network.
In an email announcing the layoffs, Elon Musk said, "We will continue to build out some new supercharger locations where critical and finish those currently under construction."
I wonder how that's going to impact my decision for having purchased a Tesla, because that's one of the selling points, right? Is that you have this really cool, extensive network where you can charge, and it's seamless.
The supercharging network is like the lifeline for the Tesla cars. You got to keep that thing.
The ideal is that there will be more charging stations. I've been on the fence about whether or not I'll get another Tesla, but that honestly pushes me over the edge.
This is taking the place of gas stations, and you need a whole lot more. You can make so many billions of dollars. This is not the time to lay them off. Stop playing around. I think it's time to Elon to take a break.
Hey, bruh had one of the realest. He had the realest testimony. Let's go.
A whole lot more. You can make so many billions of dollars. This is not the time to lay them off. Stop playing around. I think it's time to Elon to take a break.
Hey, you said a lot of stuff. I could tell that they chopped up your words. They chopped you up. They got you good, bro. They got you good. But shout out to you, man, for saying Elon Musk need to take a break. I don't know. Let's keep on going.
For employees and contractors working with Tesla, the news was sudden and unexpected.
My business partner, he was driving to a Tesla supercharger site that we're doing right now.
Yeah.
And he got a call from our construction lead at Tesla telling him to turn around. His entire division had been laid off and Mark should go home.
Yo, I swear to God. Yo, whenever somebody... I be making these videos, I be making these reports, right? And I swear people be watching my videos, right? Because you could be in the middle of doing something and they're like, yo, hey, stop what you're doing. Hey, stop that forklift right there. Stop. Put the pallet down, put the forks down, turn the key. Yep. Go ahead and clock on now. It's over. That's it. That is it. Hey, Bobby. Hey, Bobby. That meeting has been canceled. Yeah. Go ahead and turn around. Yeah. Bring the car back, hand it to the security guard, and then go home. I mean, you ain't got to go home, but just hand the keys over to the security guard. Yeah. That's it. Nothing else. All right, Bobby. Damn. I thought we were better than that. All right. Fuck you too then. That's how I go.
And go pencil down on the project until we find out what's going on.
Andres Pinter owns a residential and commercial charging installation business and has worked with Tesla on several installation projects in Texas.
We contacted everybody that we know at Tesla. Every single one of those emails bounced. We have a number of open purchase orders of jobs we're working on for Tesla. I think they'll complete those jobs. And quite frankly, it's a liability for the company to have open permits, open construction sites. It's sloppy. They're not going to do that.
Without an internal team, some predict Tesla will outsource development of new sites.
We would love to take on the responsibility of building that supercharger network for Tesla. I think there's a lot of contractors that are probably have ambition and ability to do it.
Tesla reportedly left its supercharger maintenance team intact and says it will support existing sites.
Maintaining the supercharger network looks easy, but there's a lot of people involved.
I wonder, like I said, with him firing people and then rehiring people, I wonder did like not only the 500 that's on staff, but what about like the contractors? Like he's trying to really save some money, man. Like, yo, I'm trying to save costs. Like the way that you make money is don't spend it all.
Resources. Tesla's got it down to a science. I think that the suppliers they work with on the maintenance and particularly the software that they employ is key to maximizing the uptime.
If Tesla's going to maintain the existing supercharger network with a team of whatever size that might be, then that will give drivers, I think, confidence. But we're going to be selling millions of more EVs down the road. So that then asks, how well will this existing network stand up to that additional use by more brands from other automakers?
I do a lot of driving, so I've been to a lot of supercharger stations. There's a lot of chargers that don't work, so they got to get their customer service down. The response is terrible. It's just like a run around in circles. I just stopped trying to contact them. It's just a waste of time.
Now we're potentially adding charging being a problem and congestion and people having to wait. I don't know, man. Like me personally, I just go get a Mercedes.
It's already strained in certain urban areas.
Shout out to the Black Queen. Sister, you been on my mind. Oh, sister.
It's already
sister.
strained in certain urban areas such as New York, Los Angeles, San Francisco. To now know that expansion is going to be really halted, it then leans on the third-party charging network.
It's too early to tell what the full impact of Tesla's decision will be, but some believe it will place more responsibility on an industry not ready to take on the mantle of the supercharger network.
Fortune reported that Elon Musk's shock firing of supercharger team sparks broader fears about the future of the EV industry. Tesla is yielding the charging crown.
Without having the brain trust at Tesla that's been rolling that out and making it possible, we are going to then rely on industry to pick up the slack.
One of the biggest hurdles the industry faces is infrastructure policy. Tesla's policy team worked hand in hand with its charging team in the deployment of the supercharging network.
The policy team was able to navigate a lot of what are typical red tape problems as it relates to infrastructure rollout that third-party networks still battle on a regular basis. Tesla's team had become very, very savvy in
Tesla EV charging team layoff threatens to slow Biden's program to electrify highways.
to navigate that on a federal and state level.
Political,
But to blow
okay.
up their own closed ecosystem that was working so elegantly is baffling.
Tesla does have growing competition.
Yeah, that's the one that I had rented right there, man. That's it right there, man.
The charging space. While it enjoyed dominance in its home market, it is a smaller player in Europe and China.
And there are companies with the ambition to catch up and exceed the Tesla supercharger network. There's Iona, the joint venture between GM.
Oh, yeah, man. Honda, Hyundai, Kia. Yeah. And let me tell you something. Let's go ahead and keep this thing a buck now. Japanese and Chinese, once they copycat everything, and once they start copying shit, bootlegging things, they do it at a cheaper price. See that Fair Trade Act that you signed back in 93 is starting to come back on you. That Fair Trade Act that Bill Clinton signed back in 1993 to do business with China. Yeah. And every chance I get, I'm just going to remind you of that.
Hyundai and a number of other auto OEMs. Mercedes is a deep-pocketed.
Good job, China. Good job, Japan, for making great knockoff quality products.
Competitor that's building their own supercharger network. Rivian's building their own supercharger network.
Last summer, several legacy automakers joined together to form a new joint venture to create a network of 30,000 plus chargers in North America.
Oh man, they on your ass, Elon Musk. So, 7 automakers joined to create Iona, a massive new US EV charging network. Oh, we don't need Tesla. Oh boy, we got us a race. We got us some competition.
With the first stations expected to open this summer. In 2019, Shell acquired LA-based charging company Greenlots and has started installing chargers at its gas stations as part of the Shell.
I haven't seen any EV stations at Shell. Have y'all? Let me know if y'all have. Leave a comment, man, because I haven't, not yet. I'm trying to look at this area right here, like this area. It doesn't look familiar. I don't know.
Charge network. In the UK, it is converting a gas station to a full EV charging one.
So oil and gas and
Maybe that's
retail is the
the
next
UK.
biggest growth sector that we're seeing today, with Shell, BP, Circle K, 7-Eleven, all trying to enter the space, not just to make money off EV charging, but really trying to make the money off the dwell times.
An EV driver is likely going to dwell there for longer than they will in a gas station. The smart charging providers will see that there's going to be a way to squeeze a lot more money out of the wallet of their travelers.
Okay, so they got a picture up here with the snacks because they know that people love snacking while they're out there charging their vehicles and getting fuel and traveling on that road.
With more infrastructure being built out across the board, experts predict it will improve the charging experience for everyone.
The software is going to be standardized. The communications is going to be standardized. The payment processing is going to be standardized. The plugs are becoming standardized. There definitely needs to be some sort of consolidation.
And only time will tell whether Musk's radical change in supercharging strategy is the right one for Tesla.
In my opinion, Mr. Musk is playing three-dimensional chess, and he just made a move that none of us comprehend yet. Some will interpret it as a brilliant move, some will interpret it as a bonehead move, and only time will tell.
We have really relied on Tesla's leadership here in North America, and I think to all of a sudden have that seemingly halted, it brings into question where do we go from here and who will step up the way that Tesla has.
All right, shout out to CNBC. All right, right. So while I was doing some research on another news story, right, I had came across this. It says that Tesla fires, then rehires. Musk brings back some laid off supercharger team employees. Boy, I swear, boy, I be breaking news, man. Like, come on, man. Like, yo. It says that Tesla reportedly started hiring back some of the 500 people that it laid off last month. Max Zelger, the director of charging for North America, is among the personnel who have been rehired by Elon Musk. Shout out to Max Ziegler. Apart from Ziegler, Rebecca Tunchi was fired. The lady that had did the announcement, she was fired too. Why you fired her, dog? You know what I'm saying? Man. Last week, Elon Musk announced plans to invest over $500 million in expanding the company's supercharger network. Yep. This year, Tesla has been in the news recently for a series of layoffs across various divisions, and the latest round of layoffs was completed this month. Look, man, whenever you're not productive, whenever things are stagnant, hey, changes are just gonna have to be made, and that's real talk, man. And it ain't going to be the big man in charge. It's not. No, like, you're the problem. You down there. You. Tesla stock has gained more than 12% in the last 12 months. Investors can gain exposure to the stock. All right. And then it give you some different websites you can check out. And the current price is $171 per share. All right. Boom. So some people got hired back. Let's see. Yeah, that's nothing right there. We already checked out. So the next story right here. All right. BP keen to buy Tesla supercharging sites for U.S. expansion, I swear. Breaking news right here. This is breaking news. This is breaking news, man. Company plans to spend $1 billion by 2030 to install more than 3,000 charging points across the country. BP electric charging arm is a eager snap up Tesla Inc. charging site across the U.S. along with the workers behind them, and has pledged $1 billion to expand its network. The company said it is aggressively looking to acquire real estate to scale our network, which is heightened focused. Following the recent Tesla announcement, it plans to spend $1 billion by 2030. Half of it within the next 2 to 3 years to install over 3,000 charger points across the U.S. A key strategy is building large-scale hubs with 12 or more chargers. That is called gigahubs. What the heck is a gigahub? If whenever y'all see many 12 or more of those charging stations, that is a gigahub. If there's a standard real estate partner who are looking for someone to call, they should feel free to pick up the phone or call me up on LinkedIn. All right. This says Elon Musk earlier this month fired most of Tesla's supercharger team, but they plan to grow the EV charging network at a slower pace. Yep. This pullback threatens charging and EV adoption in North America, where 400,000 ultra-fast chargers are needed to serve 40 million people. Yep. Tesla has been able to expand its charging network faster at a lower cost per station than its rivals, according to estimates, and the system consistently gets highest satisfaction ratings among EV drivers. That gives competitors a strong incentive to scoop up the roughly 500 people Tesla fired. The company last year signed a deal to procure about $100 million of Tesla service, $100 million of Tesla supercharger hardware, with deployment expected to start later this year, and earlier 2025. Alright, so BP is jumping on board with the Tesla charging stations. They jumping on board. Shout out to them. Shout out to them, man. Shout out to them. Shout out to them. Alright, so y'all let me know what y'all thoughts are, man, with the with Elon Musk firing and rehiring and BP getting involved. Loves and Pilot, they're also going to install some charging stations, which they're not going to just stop with the cars, with the four-wheelers. You already know they're going to start thinking and planning a power grid for the semis to start coming through there. So y'all let me know what y'all think. This is your boy, the big trucker, the big money trucker. Hey man, I be breaking news, man. So you got Pilot on board, you got BP on board, you got Loves on board with the supercharging station. So it's just a matter of time before you start seeing these electrical semis at these travel centers. But I could be wrong, but y'all let me know. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Leave some comments. And until next time, man, I'm the big money trucker, man. Y'all be good. Peace.